Hi, welcome back to Prepping in Progress. This is Kim.
And I'm Steve.
And today's topic is going to be, don't try keeping up with the Joneses. Even the Prepper Joneses.
Even the Prepper Joneses.
Even the Prepper Joneses.
Okay. So, today's video comes to us from a conversation that we had sitting out in front of our house the other day. We love to interact with y'all. One of our viewers is also a very close friend. Shout out to John.
Hi,
Appreciate
John.
you. While we were talking, the subject of keeping up with the Joneses came in, and we're going to get into that. But a lot of our videos are inspired by conversations that we have, either online or face-to-face or on the phone, and we want to say thank you because we appreciate you guys. There are several YouTubers that I sit down and chat with. I'm very grateful to Bear Independent and NWA
You even
Prepper.
get the shirt on today.
Yeah, I'm rocking the Bear shirt. Crisis Response Team. But those two guys, they're mentors to me, as well as brothers and friends. Some new people that I'm getting to know. Ozark's Prepared. Great channel. He's really into bushcrafting, and he's got a lot of plans for some how-to videos and things to that he's going to be doing out in the woods. I highly suggest you guys go over, check him out, and stick with him because he's got some great material coming up.
And we're hoping to learn some stuff too, and hopefully do some collab videos, and so we can learn while we videotape and
Yeah, he and I are planning on sitting down and talking. In fact, I just spent a good 30-45 minutes on the phone with him.
So hi, Ozark. Ozark's Prepared.
Midwest Prepper is a channel that I just recently discovered, and we started messaging each other in the comments and whatnot, and he is a fascinating guy with some fascinating ideas. And Free Spirit Press News, she is fun to talk to, very knowledgeable about a wide variety of things,
And a big supporter of ours. I mean, she's been like #1 fan material, right?
Yeah, she jumped on Twitter and has started
us.
sharing everything, so
Thank you so much.
thanks. And speaking of, face-to-face interactions and whatnot with other preppers, coming up, we'll get more details. We'll put them on the Facebook page. We'll share them here. Remember when we were talking about the Johnson County, Arkansas Prepper Swap Meet?
We can leave a link if you want to.
We can leave a link to the other video. There's going to be another one, June 28 and 29. Right now, there's some talk about an off-grid camping Friday night into Saturday morning, and then the swap meet. Those of you who want to play with your off-grid,
Or even learn some ideas on how to better camp off-grid. He says just bring a tent and your bug out bag and have some fun.
now, I'd argue that since your vehicle is still working, that at least part of the grid's still up, so you've got an extension cord to fill up your air mattress. But that's me.
Yeah.
Also, down in Mena, Arkansas, June 8th, about 2 weeks away, is the Arkansas Homesteading Conference, and we'll leave a link there.
We're hoping to go to that.
There's a little homestead farm thing just outside of town. It popped across my page, and I think I'd like to go and check it out and learn some stuff.
Didn't they have also a kids camp at that same one?
Yeah, they're going to be doing later in the month, I believe, 2 1-week kids camps with flag etiquette, workout groups, how to harvest food, how to prepare homestead food. They're even going to do a little self-defense and anti-bullying
But we'll put the details on our Facebook page because I think it's a lot of really cool events, especially coming up in summertime. A lot of people are going to be a lot more events getting together. And I just think it's really cool, people meeting face to face, even if you're only talking on the phone, but bouncing your ideas off of people is something so intriguing because we've learned so much from other people, just being able to interact and to, hey, this is an idea that I have, what do you think? And they're like, that's a great idea, but have you thought about this? And just being able to brainstorm with people is amazing.
A prime example was my prep talk about the bug out cart, where I hammered it pretty hard, and then someone goes, have you heard of the Mono Walker, dude? And I looked it up. It's only available in Europe unless you want it shipped, but it's cool.
But learning from each other is definitely a plus, but especially because this is a community and we are all in the process of learning. That kind of jumps into our subject for today, keeping up with the Joneses, and in particular keeping up with the prepper Joneses. Now, we all know, kind of, especially in suburbia where we live, everybody's got to have the newest, greatest car. Like so-and-so over there, Miss Jones, has got herself a new Mercedes. I guess I'm going to have to go get me a real expensive car. I got to make sure everything is up and up, because there ain't going to have nothing better than I do. That's keeping up with the Joneses, suburban style. What we wanted to really focus on today is trying to keep up with prepper Joneses. It can be a little overwhelming when you first start out prepping. It was for us. It's like you've got all this information. You need a year's worth of food. You need solar. You need livestock. You need a bug out location. You need this.
50 acres off grid.
And it is overwhelming. And you see all these other people, and they have it, so I need to go get it. I have to get the best Alice pack possible. I've got to go get so-and-so has that kind of, tourniquet, so I have to go get 5,
And don't get me wrong,
They're all great things.
They're all great ideas, and the cat tourniquet is a wonderful tourniquet, and now we have 3.
But you can get so overwhelmed and get burnt out very quickly by trying to keep up with other people and what they are doing. And what you don't realize a lot of times is people that you see, especially on the internet or YouTubers, have been doing this for years.
Well, I remember when we were first getting into prepping, mm-hmm. I came across the book, How to Survive the End of the World as We Know It, mm-hmm. by James Wesley Rawls. Now, Rawls is brilliant. He is the grandfather of the American Redoubt movement, get preppers into Idaho, Montana. But you go through this book, and he has broken down by how many years, how many rounds of ammunition you need for hunting, how many gallons of fuel, by gasoline and by diesel for X number of generators, how many pounds of food you need to have stored. And I looked at it and I went,
And it can get overwhelming. And then, like I said, even if you're either reading the books or if you're going to a swap meet or going to a meet and greet and you feel kind of intimidated because this person is so prepared and so beyond, like we went to some of the people down there at Johnson County, my envy bug bit me big time, because I want one of those and I want one of those. That's awesome, and I want 2 of those. And next thing you know, I'm sitting there, I'm pulling out my credit cards going, maybe.
Put it away.
No.
Debt free.
We've worked really hard to be debt free. And if you are working towards being debt free and trying not to overspend and you're trying to stick to a budget, it can get hard when you see how much other people have. And you're wanting to be at that level, which it's fine to have goals, but don't make it where you're just trying to kind of compete with other preppers to see who can be more prepared. So we wanted to go in to give a little bit of advice just from what we're doing, and we're kind of having some fun today. No, we're not drinking a bunch of coffee. We have.
We're not?
We have drank a lot of coffee because we've got tins scattered around our house.
Reduce, reuse.
So what we were going to do today was some of the stuff that we do on a daily basis and show that it is a day in and day out, or even just a weekly event where you say, I work during the week, and so on the weekends we spend a lot of time doing prepper stuff. And so that's what we're doing this week. We're going to be mylaring up. I found some black beans on sale, and so they've already been in the freezer, and we're going to be mylaring them up. And I'm going to try putting them in these coffee cans for a little bit easier storage instead of the buckets, because I can just put these on a shelf and set it and forget it. But that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is it doesn't have to be, and I can start writing this down while I do this, while I talk to y'all, so I can work and multitask and all that good stuff. And Steve can take over when I blabber.
Okay, so I'm taking over now.
But it doesn't have to be.
I said I was taking over now.
It doesn't have to be this competition. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. What I want the advice to give you is a simple advice. If you're going to keep up with anybody, and if you're going to compete with anybody, compete with yourself. Compete with who you were yesterday. Are you more prepared today than you were yesterday? If the answer is yes, you're going in the right direction. That's great. If the answer is no, what can we do to improve? Are we making a plan? Are we setting some money aside? What are we doing to get one more can, one more Mylar up bag of beans? Whatever it may be, it doesn't have to be extraordinary. And just taking it day by day and just comparing yourself to who you were yesterday.
And, when you're looking at moving ahead does not mean, well, I did 2 bags of beans today. It could mean I didn't go to McDonald's to spend $7, $8
I set money aside.
on your blabbering. Keep working. It's my turn.
I'm gonna whoop 'em.
It doesn't mean that you are not being proactive by not doing anything. You set that money aside. You skip McDonald's. You skip Subway. You cook your lunch at home.
You reduce a credit card bill.
You reduce a credit card bill.
You learn a new skill. You read a new book. You watch a YouTube channel.
My biggest thing is
It doesn't have to be buy.
It doesn't have to be buy, and it doesn't have to be project. As long as you're setting that money aside, you're getting out of debt. You're getting to where you don't owe anyone. We're a very debt-driven economy. We want to move forward. We want to look like so-and-so. We want to do this. I drove a 2007 car until November of this year. Before that, I had a 1999 pickup that had actually been totaled once. Okay? You don't need the newest and greatest. You don't need to spend the equivalent of a house payment on a car. As long as it turns on, gas goes round and round, exhaust comes out, wheels turn.
Get you to point A to point B.
Reduce your debt. And when I say reduce your debt, I don't mean, well, I've paid off the Discover card, now I can max it out buying beans.
And keeping up with the Prepper Joneses.
No. Set aside $20 a month for beans.
NWA does a great $20 preps video quite often, and we love watching that and getting ideas for where we can just put $20. Easy to come by for us, and it may be different for each person. It may take you a month to get that $20 set aside. But if you're putting $1 in there and you're moving forward, you're prepping and you're becoming more prepared. All right, want to get these beans in here right quick? Yeah. We don't try this. We haven't done this one before. And these are little 1 gallon Mylar.
1 gallon Mylar. These are 2 pound bags of black beans.
These are. But we were going to see how many we can hold in these 1 gallons, and I really like these. If you don't have a lot of space, they're not nearly as expensive as the big 5 gallons, and they only need the smaller oxygen absorbers. We've really liked using these quite a bit, and we put them in a number of different containers.
I think we can fit about a half a bag in there.
Well, I'd say about 1 more bag should be.
At least a half, if not 1.
You'll help me out. Anyways, something as easy as going and get some of these 1 gallons and just getting a few of the smaller bags. If you can't afford the 50-pound bags, and you're only getting maybe one of these a week. Get these smaller 1 gallon Mylar bags like these.
Perfect.
Yeah. I said, we reuse coffee cans because sometimes I can't afford to go out and buy buckets. They're expensive.
And especially if you want Gamma lids for $16 for a lid.
Gamma lids are expensive. Just stuff in general is expensive, especially if you are working with a really tight budget. So don't try to say, well, I'm not prepping if I'm not buying 50 pounds of rice every week.
It's almost June. We have not turned on the air conditioner once yet. We won't be turning it on for at least another month.
Not till it hits 90s consistently.
But that money for the electricity that runs the air conditioner is going into
Preps. And I don't know if y'all would want to. Let me know in the comment section below. I can show you. We've done a few things to reducing our electricity bills. So
turn off the lights.
I'm kind of a light Nazi. Yeah. But anyways, this is a good idea if y'all want to. I think it's a good idea. I would think it's a good idea. Or like I said, we're going to be trying these out and putting these. And I'm going to make sure I label the outside, most likely the lid when it goes on. And then once we get it Mylar'd down, we're going to put our oxygen absorber, seal it. We want to put the lid I'm not super crazy about. See, it's just one of these lids. So I'm going to go around it with duct tape and then label it that way. I think that would keep that lid in there. And it's metal. It's not one of the, I do have one of the plastic ones I'm going to try out as well. But this may be a lot easier if you've even got the smaller ones. I think you can fit maybe one of these bags in there, and the smaller ones. And so if you're only able to do coffee cans, you don't try it. Yeah, about 1 bag.
1.5?
Maybe 1.5. So, if you've got somebody that drinks coffee, you don't necessarily see if you can take their old coffee cans. That's not how that works.
Well, it'll conform to the shape. I'm just trying to get a guesstimate. There's extra space in here.
I'm giving advice. Shh.
My DD12 Comms Connect friends tell you to be nice to me.
No. You ain't the boss of me. Like I said, even if you can't afford 5-gallon buckets, because they're expensive. Well, it's like the bucket itself is like $3, and then the lid's like $2. So that's $5 for a bucket instead. And then you got to go buy the Mylar for it, and that's if you don't go to the extreme, do Gamma lids, which are about $15 each for just the lids. Something like this where you just go spend $20. I think I spent $20 on 100 of these gallon. I've got a ton of them. I think it was like 100 of them on Amazon. It was really easy to go and find. Go find some old coffee cans. And these are easy to stack on top of each other, put into a closet, put into your pantry, label them. And there is a start of a good long-term food. It doesn't have to be, well, so-and-so does 5-gallon buckets, so I have to do 5-gallon buckets. That's what you're supposed to do as a prepper. Find creative ways. Start a new trend. If you think of an alternative way to do something, go for it. Try it out. See how it works. That way you don't have to go and break the bank. Find 50-pound bags. You can do 2-pound bags. You can do little 1-pound bags. These are lentils that we buy in these little small packages. And we just collect them and collect them and collect them until we get enough to fill up one of these 1-gallon bags, and then you put that aside. It doesn't have to be just because somebody else is doing it and that's the way they do it. That's the only way to.
Bear was doing something the other day, and he said, you have your preppers who talk, and then you have your preppers who do. And he made the joke. I mean, cool story, bro. Just tell me when you've got a year's worth of food, and then we'll move from there. He didn't say a year's worth of food in 5-gallon buckets. He didn't say, you have to do it this way or this way. Guys, you don't have to be American, Joe Nobody, Glenn Tate. Be yourself.
Come up with cool ideas and then share them at swap meets.
We're working on moving my office out of the main house and into a small prefab building that we've had put on the property. I have a loft.
That would be really perfect. Even if you just got a closet with some shelves, even a small pantry that you get maybe at Walmart or something like that, just the standalone pantries. These would be just the right height to slide into those shelves and really fill it up. They're going to be heavy, so brace it. But anyways, this has kind of turned into a long video, and I don't mean for it to be so long. But I wanted to give some encouragement to those just starting out. It's so nice. That it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be a competition. Are you trying to steal my black beans?
It's a beautiful sight.
Having
this
food.
Is food
It's
for
food.
later.
We're going to do coffee next.
I love you.
But I just wanted to give y'all some encouragement to... Okay, I'm here. Give y'all some encouragements on it doesn't have to be the same as everybody else. Come up with some cool ideas. Come up with your own way of doing things and what works for you. And if you don't have an idea of what might work and some alternatives, come to the swap meet. Leave us in the comment section. We love getting conversations going.
Engage us on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I have one guy who sends, Lucas, sends pictures and memes with ideas and, how does this work? What do you think about this? I'll take a few more. Let's go. Let's talk. And maybe...
It doesn't even have to be us.
Throw it out in the comment section
and
have a discussion.
Yeah. And it may not be us talking either. Like I said, it may be, somebody else in our comments, like Ozarks Prepared. If you've got bushcraft questions, we'll probably send you over to him. And so...
Allow me to introduce you to my teacher. Because he has... I don't want to say what, but let's just say he has a trapping idea that I must learn.
But anyways, guys, thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope this really helps. Thank you, John, for giving us the inspiration for this video, because it really got us thinking about our own preparedness. Or are we just doing what other people are doing, or are we coming up with new ideas? I'm pretty sure if you Google it, somebody else has done this idea, but I've never seen it, so I was going to put it out there for you guys. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's at least an alternative, trying out something new. But yeah, don't try keeping up with the Prepper Joneses. Do your thing. Move forward each and every day. Be better than who you were yesterday. And you're becoming prepared.
And remember, when you're loading your bag and putting the stuff in the closet, knowledge weighs nothing. Keep flexing your mind as well as your pantry.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much, guys. Hope y'all have a great day, and we'll talk to y'all later.
Have a good one.